Welcome back. So I just posted a video and I saw something, so here we go. I'm gonna hit this. Turn that down a little bit. It says royalty free. It doesn't say no copyright. Hopefully I can use it. So maybe let's get that out of there. Okay. So the last video, I was talking about this region. The last two videos, two videos ago, I noticed this region. Last video, I was talking about it a bit more. And specifically about, here's Damodar Kund over here, this region. And how there was an eddy here, it seems. And it's got this elongated portion, interestingly. Like, if there's an eddy here, maybe an eddy went through, like, that region. But I was thinking this thing kind of looks like a shallogram nucleus, so maybe let's pull up some shallograms. And have, like, partial nucleus. Like this, maybe. Oh, it's to one side only, not over here so much. Maybe even with the structures out like that one was. It's a little extended. This looks centered right here relative to this, like across this. Well centered. So I was thinking maybe this is like a nucleus, whereas like approaching it is a chakra. Maybe this isn't the best chakra image. So like here's a nucleus. That's more just a sphere. But this sphere can be all sorts of things. It can be elongated. It can have ridges and like little nodes on it. But then the chakra going up to it, maybe that's fun. Like this. Ridges, sometimes it has a divide and little nodes every so often. Protrusions. But then the chakras. Okay. Point being, I was thinking, I mentioned in that last video how there's kind of, if this is a nucleus, then this is kind of like a chakra here. That if we follow it out, it has like a step sequence over this way, maybe also over that way. And maybe a different layer there. Whoa. Oh my god. It almost looks like it's doing it in 2 dimensions. Relatively. Relatively too. I know it's 3-dimensional, but like it's not like standing and doing it. So like here's the chakra, right? But then there's the what I call the core. But this core that kind of has like a tail end there that has this chakra generally across here and maybe across here. This tail is actually like the tip of a larger one that goes back this way and over this way, maybe that way. But then I noticed, like, if I really look back, like, we can see it extending here, going here, all the way back here, and then here, going here, all the way back to that side, maybe back to there. So, like, a chakra starting generally here, like here, that's probably it right there, like that corner, up that way, that we'll look at in a second, and then across this way to a central point relative to, like, that has like a channel generally through it, and then a far side over here that it kind of wobbles, but it has some kind of feature that it reaches across. Maybe goes down here even, like around around all these little things around here, like these things, maybe up back up to there, around there even. So there's a chakra that really starts over here and goes all the way to exactly right there, which is then where Damodar Kund is over here. Here's Damodar Kund, here's the ramp. They're pretty... Let's just look at their little... Like, this is 28, 29 north. I don't know if it's like that, but I'm just hoping 29 north. I guess it's 0.04 wherever there is actually mattered. 0.58 or 58, so 4 whatevers of a degree, which is really 1/15. I guess it's pretty substantial north-south change. I'm just thinking it's kind of like perpendicularly off of this is this, essentially, which feeds into this. A spiral forms here, feeds over this way though by going like around here and then behind it and back that way. So what's interesting that I forgot to bring up that I should just mention now is this chakra is like sideways pointing over here. It may be that even like the bowl of that the chakra is within is like a structure itself that it like goes through, because it brought to mind when I saw this is in Bolivia. I took a picture of it. It looks like a droplet of water, but like sideways, like splashing in water. Let's go find it. That's why I was over there. Like the way it did that here with this, it's kind of got a chakra. I mean, it's kind of like a two-dimensional chakra here. With all this stuff going on around it in a hexagon-ish shape. I don't know what this is. I mean, it just looks... like this, so we don't really see it as a chakra structure except at this angle. Same going on over here. Oops. Let's go this way though. Alright, we got this chakra with the structures out from the several, really. Almost gave me the impression like it started to form here. One of them was pointed here, and then it ended up moving to up there for some reason. Like the chakra grew as it got through. It actually changed these, like, stable chakra and started to overwrite the previous chakra in a way where it did but didn't completely. Maybe that even happened back all the way. Like maybe there's another chakra here. Like this does not exist in the rest of this. And it's meeting, I guess, another chakra. Maybe this isn't the nucleus after all. This is maybe better off seen as another chakra that goes down like that. I don't know though. Like, some reason I feel like it's a nucleus. And this is maybe the chakra. It just doesn't have as much definition on this side. Maybe. Like, this one's probably a good representation of what happens on larger scales, or can happen, where one side is way more elongated than the other, depending on the flows. So maybe this one is more like that. Oh, it's just almost flat. I mean, it's got another step, but... so maybe it's like this here. Even with like a chakra that it actually overlays the nucleus because it's in like 2 dimensions in a way. We need some pretty small nuclei. Too hard to see. I don't know if we're gonna find what I'm looking for. Maybe like that. I don't know if it's doing that though. There's no nucleus anyway. This kind of thing can happen. There's where the ribs are with the divide, but also with it like destroyed on this side. That's why I'm thinking that might be related to what's going on this side compared to over here. Maybe it grew and grew by rotating between sides. Like it started out over here, focusing current. Like it just bent around and went up here. Around. And got pushed by current coming this way over here. And created this region. which then gave it like space to apply more force to the water like that way, so it started going back, which led to the current bending more and more until it was forced that way as this eddy like adjusted. I like this location, even maybe out even to here. It looks like boundaries of like a larger eddy, even out to that. Although those look kind of in line with what's going on over here. Hey. That makes sense to me. So then it like created, maybe it even has like a little ramp around here. Could it? Like a structure that it went around and ramped to go over there. That would be so cool. Maybe go around this and ramp. I don't know. Or this. Not quite the same ramp. Go up here. Down that way though. Wrap around over this. I don't know why that would be the ramp. I guess this thing's kind of ramped like. Like if there's an eddy here, comes in, goes around. I don't know if there's any equivalent feature. Maybe it didn't have enough potency. But generally, it forced the current across, and then at some point, this got so much pressure that it like switched sides, and how it did it was literally by ramping over to etch the like continuing to etch this chakra and this chakra's shallogram feature centered here, but by sending a spray over this way that also produced like a shallogram lobe there, but like caused a current to exit the system, maybe like it created the next lobe, like it was contained until it wasn't, and it reached a point where the spiral actually passed the boundary of the rock equivalent, and the current that was inducing it was able to just exit. So pressure then was able to be relieved as it like peaked and just exited this way and didn't continue to add pressure, because then it had like a continuous flow channel to just go through. It didn't have like a full-blown resistance in front of it where it actually etched out over here. So it vented. This was pretty much a venting. Otherwise, it would have like continued over here, created even more shallogram definition, created another ramp back over here, done it again and again and again if it was contained, but it wasn't contained because it reached a point where it could vent. That seems to make sense to me. Because otherwise it would just be like like this is part of it. That's a little, it's off center. So it's not really, this is centered, showing it really has a, at least to like that boundary. And that, like there. I was just thinking it's almost like it's feeding. After it etches material, it feeds it back through this chakra and produces like a droplet type structure here that then behaves as like the alternate chakra system and like reshapes this material. I don't know. In this region. It's definitely a different material, so it seems like it differentiated and is creating a conduit. Like maybe it's a certain more easily transportable material that as the current flows, it causes like a backwelling of this material through to like open space over here. And so it's based on its transportability out of the basically eroding stuff away and the stuff that gets moved through the chakras is like the most able to be moved to that location, I guess, and through it. Just lighter weight, maybe, more easily moved. I don't know if that's ridiculous. I know a lot of what I say seems ridiculous, so I'm not trying to actually sound ridiculous. I know like people interpret what I say as ridiculous, but I like stand behind a lot of what I say. I don't want to like actually be incorrect about something. So it's possible that's just ridiculous. I don't know. But it's a thought I have that it's at this moment that's maybe something going on there. It may just be because it's more eroded. But is it? Not really. It's actually higher. It may be anything eroded to that level. Looks that way, but I don't even think so. It's all pretty similar level. Or maybe it's a less transportable material. It looks like this brown material got kind of just pushed to the edge along the channel. It just like eroded material and pushed it to the edge. I don't know. I might be. Like, is that color common? It's just right along the edge. 5,000, 4,500, 49, 43, 42, 52, 4,000. Over here, it's pretty similar elevation range. So it's either just like within the layers that are being eroded, and that's what's going on, or it's an actual movement of the materials and placing them based on the currents. I mean, this hill, this tells me, the fact that this is here, this ramp, like it was shaped. Was it eroded to this point? I don't think so. Like, I think it was both eroded and shaped. The particles were like saturated with water enough that the earth itself was like fluid, but dense enough to, like, because of the sheer amount of earth involved in the process, like this water was going deep underground in this region, interacting deep underground in the same current flow, interacting. In a way where the particles were in motion and being, like, separated in the process. That's my thought. And this mound was like the end result of all the compression, all the deposition, all the erosion. So it's possible that this is like actual differentiated material that was put at, like, in certain places as a function of the process. I don't know. Let's move on from that topic, though. That concept. Looks like a candle, other things. I was thinking middle finger if you were thinking some other things. Get your head out. Candle. Definitely looks like a candle, though. It's like a belly button. That makes this all the more like something else. Oh my god, this looks like it could be a symbol. Some Chinese or Sanskrit. I don't know. This chakra, though, what to make of it? I mean, it's got a current going that way, looks like, possibly. That maybe goes around. Gargumba. So we've been to, we can even, thought one of them was titled by it. Oh no, I don't know. I got some images there. I was trying to take images of that though. So I probably don't really have images over here that I know of. So what is it doing? It's got a current coming in, a main current that's almost got, actually, now that I think about it, really, it's really got, we can find one. It's broken open. This. A little bent up here, but it's doing it alright. It's got all these ribs. Current going through from a thick, wide, and through, meeting resistance, and just, I guess, just like literally corkscrewing its way through based on the ones we've seen that look like the pressure points. Based on the pressure points, maybe the water is literally just like carving through, relatively speaking, in a way where it's basically producing the equivalent of that structure of a shallogram through to Jomsum, through the Himalayas, and then erupting out of this region. Like the current that's going through is trying to escape this rock because it's under pressure. Like, if the current relents, it will flow out of the rock. It's not in a stable equilibrium. And so it continues to flow until it, because the pressure is still there, the current's still going, until it gets out of the other side and bursts out. So definitely very applicable. So we've found all sorts of shallograms. We found that other like nub looking one over here, then that one there. So in this instance, it just is like a perfect balance, I guess. It does look kind of like it might spiral all the way up. I thought it was kind of layered, but it looks like it might even spiral. There's no like shallogram structure here of this shape, so what's up with that? These tend to only have these features. Like, they don't tend to have a shallogram and an ammonite feature on the side here. I've never seen anything but this and some like smaller features. Never seen an actual ammonite in one of these. I think it's just like a matter of circumstances. Whenever this happens, it's because some perfect balance allowed for it to happen. Otherwise, it like spirals out and creates a ammonite feature that's more smaller. It's the same energy, but just smaller scale, where it's not across a large scale. It's like within a single one of these, but the same energy distributed within one of these. That just makes it like blown up, so that it's like becomes viewable as an ammonite structure rather than just like this little segment of this column. That's kind of how I view it, where within this is like possibly even many layers of ammonites within one of these, not even just like a single layer, like each one of them like a thin sheet. Something to make it so it's not distinguishable, that it's just like a stack of ammonite shapes. That's incredible. Incredible. How's this going? Okay. I'll stop whenever music is done, maybe. Because I can just look around for a while. There's that chakra. Or I might just stop. We'll see. We'll see how it's going. This current goes out, it leaves that. Do I want to leave this topic by following that current out? So it keeps going down and starts branching out where it can. Mostly on this side. I think this side is related to Damodar Kund, as well as this eddy that ends up forming here, where it goes around here and goes up into here somewhat and out this side. So like two arms of a galaxy. But then as this fills, it ends up feeding across to here, I guess. Or maybe it just adds to the pressure here by outflowing and joining the current that's already swirling here to flow up that way, while the other outflow from Damodar Kund's ramp goes that way. Then it keeps going, and it gets over that way, creating that shallogram like backbone structure, thinning and thinning, even having like layers like that. But it has this here. So what's up with this? It exits out here. So my thought is like opposite to this too. The pressure here maybe was causing an outflow. I don't know if there's an outflow path that's like really right there. Basically, I guess just his mouth, as it narrows, the pressure over here caused this side, this boundary, to be different than this boundary. So up here, as it's going through, it starts to basically reach the greater Himalayas, which are much harder material to just etch through for this current, and so it preferentially carves a smaller path and it goes through that path until it gets out, and then it's able to just fan out. But it doesn't need to carve a bigger path through the greater Himalayas, so it just didn't. But also this added to the issue by applying a pressure this way from this region, where all these currents are flowing through this way over into this region and like ballooning it, which ends up, I guess, holding this boundary pretty well. Possibly also it goes out that way. The point is where this change happens is like a hard line across there, pretty much. Maybe not as visible when we look at it like this. I was thinking the glaciers were pretty reliable for height. I guess maybe let's look at them like this. 6,000. That's definitely lower. It's about the same. But that's over there. These are definitely lower. They approach it though. So that just basically funnels some of it over that way is what I'm getting at. Like the current going generally this way gets forced over this way. So then it goes out this way, but then it also runs into this current that's coming down this way. And basically interacts with it, I guess. This one looks like it comes in here and kind of fills this region a lot more. Generally here, and then has like a outer boundary current that goes that way, and then shoots out a beam kind of current at the end of this. Like around here at the end of that, like a beam. Just a focused point out of the furthest distant point to exit that region. Float in here, went around here, through here. Wow, this went over here, this one went over here, down here. So basically these over here, coming over this way, pushing out this boundary. So there's a boundary being formed by this current over here. As it fills this region and empties this way, and empties this way. And this way. Not so much through here. Which then just encourages this current that's separated off here. Like to not be able to just go in here. It also goes in here, but it like hits the resistance. Goes in, flows down, goes in, flows across pretty much to get into this region. Let's see, 51. If I go like down here and look around. Okay, that's pretty good. That's interesting. Yeah. Anyway, so it deflects off, goes this way, goes down, and also carves through the greater Himalayas. So it has two outlets really that end up happening. I guess this one wasn't enough, so it did carve a secondary one, but it went out this way. Too much pressure over here, so it went this way. Probably carved more than secondary, but this way. Feeling the pressure flowing out across here. Creating that thing too. Whoa. It's just gorgeous. The designs in these mountains. So essentially, though, current goes over here, interacts over here. Looks like it's doing it, though, from this central point out this way. And then maybe it does go through there. I was thinking it went through here, right? Maybe it goes through there and goes across there. While this one goes through there and crosses this way. And they start crossing one another. Goes out there, goes in this whole region, which then in part fuels a current this way across here. Well, this current goes through here, interacts with all that stuff. That's from it going this way and wrapping around and going back that way, I guess. But it also continues through here. It goes through here, I guess. Like, it definitely continues. Goes down this way. Runs into more resistance there, it seems. That almost looks like some kind of region that had a lot of water that was under pressure. And that was forcing the water to go up this way, over here, and hold this boundary. A lot of water under pressure. Possibly. Oh. Is that the thing I've been looking at? No. There's that. Whoa. There's a bunch of them. There's one over here. What the? It's so narrow. Oh my god. Looks like a railroad track too. Goes over there, that way, through here, hop into here. Although it's got these, especially that, points to that this current's going this way. And then separating around this and rejoining here. Also going maybe down here. And rejoining there somewhat. And down here. Flowing maybe at a width even. Whoa. Goes through here. Holy crap. Goes through here, through here, through here. And all of a sudden, where are we? It opens up into this region and like spills out. Nope, it keeps going though. It does just keep going too. Over here. Possibly there. Oh shit. It's like a ball, big ball where it turned around, like it went up. What if this current went like this, went over here, went over here, went over here, filled in this region, and then basically joined itself going this way through this region, up here, across here, through here, through here, through here, and then it ran into resistance at this, like basically a chakra, like over here, ran into resistance. Wait, where was it? I was just thinking, the point is, I was thinking it went up here, around here, and then looped around, came back this way, and came in this way, somehow, and went around, and went back down that way. That would be insane. That would be insane. I don't see the actual track for it exactly, but this feature is curious. As a Tarim Basin looking thing. Maybe it was a basin that the like water flowed over and into, like sunk into. I don't know why sunk into, but it's above a little little wedge thing. Little triangle. Little triangle. It's freaking country-sized. It's above it. It's like here. Or here. So like a current come up, wrap around some reason, and go I really don't know. It's very strange. It goes this way, this way. Maybe it's something going on between these two that is really sparking a current here. And it's not to do with the current coming off of Damned Arcane. Because they really seem like whatever they are, like they're interacting. And then to have that, like where does this come from? It's so distinct. It really points to a current flow, especially coupled with the other one. Like what? Just a jet stream, utter jet stream. Thin jets going that way, one or the other. Over here, it looks like it might just go through here and kind of run into enough resistance that it would become subtle. Possibly. And is like supported by these, but I was kind of thinking if it was coming this way, it could have wrapped around and created these features, but that seems less likely than that it's just flowing that way for this feature as well. Definitely cuts through these glaciers. Maybe not like the most perfectly. Like what? Plate tectonics would just be like, plate boundary, done. We did it. Sorry, I'm sure there's an actual explanation for a lot of these things that I'm pointing to that's considered an actual explanation at least. And it looks like I'm operating from complete ignorance in those points, because I kind of am. But, like, realistically, no geologist could possibly watch any, like, totality of my videos and walk away from and be like, yeah, I was aware of even all of those geology topics, let alone the nuances of them. It's not happening. So, there's that side. Okay, we got something. What did we just find? East African Rift related. Going through there, over there, through here. Over by Baikal, which is definitely related to the East African Rift. Like it points at these lines point at that. Now that I'm saying that though, it probably is more like related to this boundary. And that's like almost a secondary boundary. Something. Like a flow was going this way. A flow was free flowing this way, generally speaking. But then any flow off of that towards this mound that was forming basically wobbled it. So it like found a brace point at Kaligandaki Gorge Valley, which is what this points at. And it carved a main artery through the Himalayas to vent any water that was flowing this way that ended up flowing towards the Himalayas. But then that caused the pressure, like flow is flowing, it's flowing, but then there's this mountains and anything off of that like caused the water at this point to basically wobble enough to etch into, because of the circumstances adjacent to the Siberian Craton, and they say crustal weakness, but I feel like it's a good chance that that crustal weakness is actually the result of what caused Lake Baikal and not why Lake Baikal exists. Like whatever caused it caused them both, the weakness and the lake itself. It wasn't that the weakness was there that the lake was able to form. That's all I'm saying. Okay, so we just made a pretty exciting realization that this goes across here, over here, over here. The reason I was looking at that though is because of this like channel I was seeing somewhere that looked pretty channel-y. I think it was pointed at this though. Over here. I might have to rewatch it. Or that. Maybe. That. Okay, that's gotta be it. Because it looks like it's bending here, and it's bending this way. Like it's running into resistance. And then a main, like, interior current continues forward. And then maybe it even fans out like that. Like this was a balance point between some kind of resistance. But then I went across here. So what's up? It looks like this current then from Damodar Coon. It's going this way, 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 going this way. And it finally reaches up in this area where it kind of creates like a chamber, like a larger volume to contain the water. But the flow rate is so high that when it bursts free down these like channels that just drive through the terrain like this from here. Go down this way, perfectly go down the center of this. Pretty much between this bend and this bend. Maybe not perfectly, but still. And then go across here. Kind of a ball. Like approaching this triangle, maybe. Type region. Resistance to make this happen. Looks kind of like a chakra, even. Like the one we were just looking at, the between the chakras. The looks kind of like this region. Not the chakra, the nucleus. Like that? I don't know. That's what I meant. I don't know if it does. Pardon me. Then it looks like this chakra over here is disconnecting from this chakra. Whoa. Dude, we got some shallogram features like out from here. It's a pretty straight line across there. This is generally around the mantle puncture hole where current's flowing. Where did I determine it was? I think it was like here. Like, to like that boundary, I think. Like there. Something like that. Maybe to there. Yeah, so that's probably around the mantle puncture hole current going this way. Where it formed this top half and this here. With the flow that way and the nucleus above the flow between the chakras. I guess at that point that Damodar-Coon flow just joins this bulk flow. But contributes maybe to etching those straighter paths. It's a flow here. It's so hard to. I'm like, am I even right about these directions of flow yet? Oh, it would be nice to have like a whole team. Hey, I found this really cool thing. Oh, I didn't even have to do anything? Fuck, sweet. Oh my god. Have like enough comprehension of my research where it's like actually applicable. Which has been happening recently, which is cool. But definitely in the past, I've had like things where I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. And it like tends to be just a lack of like comprehension of what I'm saying that leads to some other thing that doesn't make sense to me. team. I gotta, I gotta make it though. I gotta make it. Like, make it. I don't really want to make it, except for, like, it would be nice to have some stress off me in some ways, but I know the stress that will replace it will maybe not be desirable. That's interesting. I mean, we definitely found this current going through and then fanning out, so it had to go that way. It had to go that way. Where the hell is that current coming from? Let's look at it this way. Do we see an equivalent to, like, the Hershey Kiss? Maybe up here. Maybe there was one up here, if this is, like, up in there and then across kind of thing. It's not... directly abutting it. It would have, like, a pretty substantial separator region. Hard to say with the way this Arabian Peninsula looks. Oh no. Oh no. I didn't do it on purpose. That's the only problem. The music is, like, freaking impossible to... It's gonna freaking do it too. It's so good at catching that. It's gonna, like, make either that me have to cut that portion of the video out. Oh well. Oh well, I guess I'll stop there. After that sad moment in time. It's getting late. I'm not making much more advancement there. I don't... It's pretty... Started at the chakras there. Now we're over here at this. Whatever. I look at it like, is this the same thing? Just... It would be really weird if it had shallogram features, but maybe. Like out like there. Ooh. That looks kind of shallogram like at that angle. Like if that's a nucleus. Where's... Although that... Maybe this here. A little closer. It's even got, like, out from it. Oh my god, it's even got teeth. Up here. All the way over here. See, equivalent teeth? Maybe somewhat. On the other side, weird thing there. There's that. Yeah, I'd say that looks like a shallogram right there. Like for anyone who doesn't, like, who's like, what? Here we go. Maybe like that one. That one's maybe a good example. Let's look at it that way then. Not the worst, like, Greenland boundary thing going on here. With, like, I don't know, not the worst. It goes out way further. Maybe it even goes out way further. From here all the way out to here. Is there another shallogram half? It's like half of one. It just kind of starts here and goes that way. Alright, I gotta go. I'll see you guys later. Thanks for hanging out. Peace out.